Hello and welcome to another Bitcoin update. We take a quick look at the daily time frame because I think now we're very close to the previous March lows. One more low was expected, which is you know that if you watched previous videos of the last few days, we were watching for another move down, possibly into the 75k region, maybe even 69k. This is going to be the next support region to watch. We are still holding main Fibonacci support, between 69k and 82k. That's the support zone that has been on the chart since since December, I think. And support is still holding. That's very important to maintain an overall still bullish perspective. So I try to explain it as clearly as possible. The analysis is still very consistent with previous analysis that was provided over the recent weeks. What it means is that as long as we're holding 69k, I think it's still reasonable to watch for one more high, a rally towards the 130k region. In the short term, though, the trend is still down because we haven't seen any impulsive price action to the upside from any of the recent lows. And therefore, lower is still expected in the short term, but we'll have to refer to the shorter time frame analysis for that. And as long as we are holding above 69k in the current correction, I would prefer the white scenario for one more high. In the short term, lower is expected, and we might even see a capitulation event and a move down to 69 to 75k. Talked about that a little bit towards the end of our member live stream today. The idea of a capitulation, and that this really happens every few months in crypto. And sometimes there's just this last low, but it typically, or it has, at least in this cycle, triggered very often, a small, or sometimes even larger capitulation event. So be prepared for that, and if during that capitulation we are not breaking decisively below 69k, then the white scenario remains preferred. But even if the price breaks below 69k, a larger recovery will be expected. That could be this B wave bounce before we go down lower and form a larger A wave or even a larger wave 4. And then, we'll take it from there. So these are the scenarios. 69k, therefore, is the key pivot between bullish and bearish momentum. In the very short term, the market has reached the blue Fibonacci zone, target zone I mentioned in the last video, between 77,644 and 73,559. I currently view the price as in wave 3 of circle wave C to the downside. Fibonacci support levels are here on the chart. Next one is 76,058 and then 75,107 and 73,559. Micro resistance is located between 79,580 and 80,360, which means that the local trend is down as long as we stay below 80,360. That means one more 4-5 pattern would be ideal in this third wave. Then a fourth could start, larger degree fourth, before another final move down could then trigger that. The reversal, basically, because once this last low is in, we can at least watch for a reversal. The momentum of the move to the downside really does look like an internal third wave, but the move down doesn't quite look complete yet. Even here on the micro level, it might need another 4-5 pattern. So at any point now, this internal fourth wave bounce could start before we start the fifth down. This is not yet really extended enough to be considered all of the third wave. So one more low would still be ideal before this fourth wave, the larger degree fourth wave, starts. And if we go a little lower here into the blue zone, then maybe even see this internal 4-5 bounce here, corrective rally, and another low, then we can add support for this larger degree fourth wave. Bottom line is the focus remains on lower, and until we break at least above 80,360, we shouldn't even think about a low is in. Well, and you see how the yellow count points towards that 69, 70k level area. we have the price now where it should be, really, in this third wave. So, but there is no sign that we're turning around. So please be still ready for a little further downside. I also can't promise that we will max out this support area all the way down to 69K. But at the moment, based on the microstructure, it seems likely. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.